All right, Brandon Crone, I call the Public Works Committee meeting to order at 5:30. It is Wednesday, August 13th.
Gil Garn present.
Brandon Crone present. All right, we'll move on to Public Works
Public
minutes.
comment.
Oh, well, we got.
We have public comment.
We got meeting minutes first.
Move to adopt the July meeting minutes as presented.
Brandon Crone, second. Any comment? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye, all opposed. Minutes are accepted. Public comment on agenda items, 2 minutes per person, 14 minutes per topic. Anyone online? Going once, going twice. Comment is now closed.
Gil Garn make a motion to move agenda item 5D to the top of the agenda order.
Brandon from second. All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. We will move 5D up. And Chuck. Or Bob.
So. It's the.
Yeah, right, that's what I thought, I was just confirming that. So. You know, as promised, since there wasn't getting any headway with the developer's engineer and developer. We were directed to kind of review plans and put together, a proposed solution. And we've done that, and that includes, a cost estimate associated with that work. And so our recommendations as far as how to proceed, it's gonna impact 6 lots.
So that brings the total lots down impacted?
No.
No,
No, because the homeowner north of Tyler now is a new homeowner. So they went back and did a rework. And then the developer's engineer said, I'm done, I'm not getting paid. So I shifted to MSA. And I said, you guys, we need to get this thing going.
okay,
And that was the direction I gave. They came back with a couple tweaks to the plan, but primarily the same, a little bit less invasive for your yard.
so you were adding some piping or something?
But we can do a little more grading on that lot to the north, which was very,
He was resistant before.
Okay,
yeah, he said he wasn't gonna give us any access or permission to do any grading, the new owners, however. I haven't spoke to, but we did the revision, and it's a little bit less impact. Again, we'll have to meet with homeowners, walk through the plan, we're scheduling that as quick as possible.
what's the plan if we can't convince them,
And so,
the new homeowners? Or
I think everybody's on
Everyone's already
board.
just the
Okay,
one
okay,
was the outlier that was pretty critical. Now that we got confirmation that they're receptive to helping their
Okay.
neighbors.
perfect.
Certainly lessens the impact. Good news. Still an impact, so I think Bob Ullman. Maybe it's freed up here, is gonna schedule time with me to get with homeowners. And can't get that done, because, yeah, we definitely don't want to be talking about this in September.
So we have a plan. When can we execute
I wanna go as quick as possible.
Yep,
realistically?
gotta get it on the schedule for. Contractor.
So Albright's has been made aware, he also said, well, the developer's not agreeing to any of this. I said, well, I don't really care.
Good. So
You
we're,
guys gotten to see,
I can,
Had any communication?
I can send it to you. Yeah, just a lot has happened this recently week, so.
yeah, we just saw this, it's like, this is hot off the press, like,
The latest estimate, $63,000.
to do the work or just for the plan?
Do the work.
For the work, okay.
yeah, that and retainage.
We do.
And hopefully it's.
So we're just good, we'll just we're paying it out and then we'll take it out of the. We'll just keep it up, well, we're just keeping the money then.
I'll work through that.
You're hesitant.
Not hesitant about doing it, I'm not hesitant at all, just knowing going forward. There could be some communication from that developer to the village board.
Well,
I don't want to speak too much about that aftermath of things,
Oh.
just that. I just we need to get this work done, and
they're kind of being hesitant to it a little bit.
no, they're adamantly saying no.
Oh, not hesitant, it's an adamant no. Well, that's not acceptable. Alright, well, Brandon Crone, I'd like to make a motion to, send this plan for possible recommendation to the full board in the amount of $62,793.
Yeah, I don't think you need to put that in your motion at all. It's just an estimate of, it's conservative and
Oh, okay, it might change.
I would suggest, yeah, it's just for your information.
It's high. From my conversations with the contractor.
Yeah.
I'd rather come in, I'd rather be high and come in low.
But yeah, that's why I don't wanna put a number out there that they think they can go up to.
Ah. Good, okay, I will amend
That's
my
not the
motion.
intent of the number.
Okay, I will amend my motion. I will say that Brandon Cronin make a motion for, moving the River Hills North Drainage Plan forward. And sending this to the full board. Second, any conversation? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, guys.
I'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Could I ask just a quick question on that?
Yep, absolutely.
Why does it have to come to the full board already when it was already brought to the board to, move forward with, getting this mitigation done for those landowners?
Tweaks in the plan, new engineer, so there's been a change. I felt it was best to be transparent with this board on the outcome. So there's a little bit more to this, and I'm going to request a closed session meeting, at our upcoming meeting to discuss that piece.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming out, guys. All right. Moving on. Thank you for getting motion on that. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
I know that one's been difficult. There's been a lot of moving pieces, so we'll just gotta move forward. All right, we'll move forward with 4A, general updates on active projects.
Got me out of order here.
You're not.
Let's see, looks like October 6th is when they're gonna be inspecting the bridge. That's a requirement every 2 years just because of it's a fracture critical bridge, so that'll be coming up fairly soon. Sure seems like it happens more often than once every other year, but
Didn't
Time
that
flies.
fly when they rebuilt it?
yeah, 2 years ago.
While ago already.
Yeah, and so, well, Bob, I can't remember off the top of my head, I know it was in your notes there, but, they're looking at September coming in to do the, mill and overlay microsurfing.
Yes, mill and overlay, I have a tentative schedule right now for the week of September 15th or September 22nd. They said they would let me know once the mill is scheduled. So I can give you guys an update when that work's gonna occur, September.
And then we'll obviously post everything to the Facebook and stuff like that as we've been doing.
Yep.
So as far as the TID 5 lift station and utility extension, they had a substantial completion date of August 31st. They're not gonna technically hit that because of equipment lead times. It just, some of the stuff takes 6 months to get, or whatever. But the structure's in place, and if they needed to accept flows, it could. They would just have to be manually pumped, but there's nothing, you know, by the time. You know, the Florid's needed, or by the time. You know, the new development, the latitude 45 needs it, it'll be up and running, so.
Got it.
We might wanna memorialize and just, change order the completion or the substantial completion date, so everybody's on board and when the new date is. And so I'll probably be coming forward with that sort of like, no compensation type of change order to do that.
Were there hangers involved with this project?
No, okay.
Those always seem to be the hang up.
No.
I don't know, you know, just, it seems like the world was such a smoother place until COVID, and now it's just all, you know, some supply chain issues. One little blip could cause so much grief, it's amazing.
Lean manufacturing.
Yep. But yeah, Dan's Excavating's been up there putting in storm sewer, building roads. A lot of work at these road closed signs up there on Parent and.
So
So if you've been up there, but what,
Do we
probably
own-
next week, they'll be curb and guttering.
is that our street yet?
Conversation I had with our town supervisor, so that road's been jurisdictionally, from what I believe, I'd have to go back and look through the notes, but jurisdictionally transferred. However, the right of way remains, that the boards need to get together and decide who's going to do the survey, and the village cannot petition to annex land that's not theirs, so the petition would have to come to the town. That hasn't occurred yet.
Okay, so it's in their court for us to pay the money to get it surveyed.
That's a decision that the boards need to make, but the village cannot petition to annex town land. That needs to come from either property owner, which in this case would be the town, to do the petition.
Donnie, are you on still?
Yep.
Donnie, what understanding did you walk away with where we were at on taking over ownership of that road of Parent Street?
Well, the agreement was already, the resolution was passed by both boards. It was agreed upon at our joint meeting that there would be the transfer of that property. The issue is the schematics of who's paying for the survey, who's paying for, and that's where the town was, you know, putting up the questions is, well, who's paying for the survey? We have to publish it. We have to have a special call meeting and go through the process. And it didn't sound like they were, you know, readily moving in that direction until they figured out who was paying for the survey and what costs that they had to absorb.
Right, so you were in the same, your understanding basically the same as Bob, that the ball's in their court.
Didn't they have to file something?
Well, they have to have you have to put out a special notice in the paper, and it's got to be published for so long. And I forget the actual name of that notice, but I think it's a Class C notice. And then they have to have a special meeting where they allow for that, or, you know, allow proper annexation to be granted.
Okay.
Then the survey
Right.
needs to be done and submitted to the state with all of that information.
So while we're doing all this work, we're going through the town. Thank you, Donnie, appreciate it. While we're doing all this work that's required, we're going through and doing everything we need to do permit wise, or whatever we need to do for access to that road.
Yeah, so jurisdictionally transferring, it means we assume all the responsibility for maintenance and snow plowing and all those pieces, so.
Well, we have been, but
Exactly.
that's neither here nor there.
And
but
if the concern is, well, you rip the road up, well, it's going to be
We have to fix
restored.
it, maintain it, yeah. Okay,
when, you know, paving efforts begin up there, which is gonna be relatively soon.
Because I mean, this was all part of a plan we submitted for that TID, right? Like when that parcel got,
Mhm.
when you got the survey, you said this is what the road's gonna be. This is what the driveway is gonna be, this is where we're gonna put it, so all this work has been planned and intended for like a long time.
Then part of that road is annexed, when the clerk's annexed in, we didn't include the road, so we had jurisdiction on our driveways and things going on. So.
Okay. Perfect.
And I think the town and the village, I don't know how long this conversation's gone on, but nothing has come to fruition on who's paying for what. But I just reminded the town chairman, or not chairman, supervisor. I am not a board member, so I suggest you contact one of my board members. I don't have the ability to do any of this decision. I can guide in that process, but I don't get to say anything.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they need to go through, have the hearing, and then if they need the assurance that we'll pay for it or whatever it's gonna be, we'll pay for it, right? Are they trying, were they trying to get us on the hook for the cost of a special meeting too, or? Well, we'll talk to those guys, all right. Talk to another supervisor over there. Okay. That was the only question I had in regards to that, construction going on. Did 5. Thank you.
So they're, in the Pineville subdivision, they're, you know, spend the next couple of days here cutting and patching, removing curb and replacing, curb that needs to be replaced, each of those things.
Coming along well then?
And the, you know, the first lift of pavement on the first edition is down. So that's kind of where that works since.
Okay.
And then we talked about, I guess, River Hills. You know, I don't know why it's happened, if they've got made a headway with the school.
No, they have not. I think we're gonna schedule that in the near future. They do have a new project manager. He's been excellent to work with.
Yes,
Yes.
doing what he says and saying what he does. that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
so this is a third party. His specialty, he used to be a city planner. His specialty is finding, not necessarily finding, but getting developments that have not been successful and been challenged between the municipality and the developer.
And he's brought in
He knows.
on behest of the bank.
This was the bank's suggestion.
Strong
Developers, bank's suggestion was to retain him, which he did. His name is John Anderson, and he's been great, very assertive. He and I have talked quite a bit, and the excavator is gonna be a known excavator. Presumably Albrightson is going to be that person. I've got almost 30 years of experience working with him, a great relationship with him. So I don't have any concerns moving that development forward. The conversation needs to also occur with the school. It's not necessarily for the first edition, but that second edition, it's imperative that gets worked out. This has got 39 lots. You guys will have the opportunity to look at revised plat, that he made some changes to the plat, so the plat's been amended. Comes through plan commission, then also go to the village board for approval. And Paul and I have also been working with Mr. Anderson on the developers agreement. So the new line of credit, everything again refreshes. So.
All right,
Well, hopefully, you know, there'll be some incentive for them to do some good work, and I know they oversee the River Hills division, so hopefully they'll play ball on that one, so we can keep things moving on Whiteside.
Well, it's just nice to move the ball forward up there.
Have you met the new superintendent at all yet? You met him too?
Very good first impression, very good. He was invited to our economic advisory, not to get off the tangent here, but he was invited in our economic advisory kickoff first meeting.
That one last week.
Great chance to meet him and. Yeah. again, great first impression.
Good, look forward to working with them on some stuff.
That's
Oh, I think-
Right, I don't have any other questions on any of the, and reviewed everything as far as the updates go. I don't have any further questions. Caleb?
Nope.
All right, moving on. We will go to 5A unfinished business for new pot to be installed in commemoration of the old bridge.
Amy, can we get that changed to new commemorative sign? Which was always the intention,
Okay,
not a pot. I moved to table this until I can connect with Bob Treelock on what his vision is.
Perfect, I'll second that. First and a second to table, any further discussion, all in favor?
I,
Opposed, we will table 5A and it'll be tabled as a sign, not a pot. Sign. Oh, less upkeep. 5B. Discussion possible recommendation, Alex Court parking. So before we get into this. I kind of feel like. We probably have Jessica here for this, or if we decide to move it.
well, I think we should discuss.
Okay.
Whatever. It is, are there recommendations or notes or?
There's options. Certainly options that range from a few $100s to tens of thousands of dollars. So the most cost effective is signage that would limit overnight parking year round. That's already in place in the winter season. I see the restriction overnight and would alleviate cars from being parked on the roadway. The driveways are. Most, if not all of them, have ample parking in their driveways, so we feel Bob Ullman from MSA and I did visit. And we did observe very wide driveways. The thing that we cannot do, if we did consider shrinking that bulb and making the road wider, we need to go through a stormwater exercise, basically remodeling, because that bulb is sized accordingly to the impervious runoff of those properties.
So you couldn't even make like, so I went out there and looked at the Bulbasaur, and it was. I know the water was towards the end on the one side of it, but on the other end, there's like a lot of grass there. Would there be an option to like put a parking area just in there, or once you make that impervious surface, it just throws everything
It
off?
would have to be,
We would have to analyze it, cause
it would have to be gravel.
Yeah.
Which. I'm not certain that would be,
I don't like gravel.
that's still creating
It's
more
everything.
impervious.
it does actually have.
Yeah.
impervious.
Then it ends up in the road and just.
Yeah.
Plowing, blah, blah, blah.
You know, the one thing about overnight signs is that keeps people from. Just parking there for days on end, you know, if they gotta move it all the time. That's,
Oh, I think it's at least a good place to start.
So that is essentially what is the engineer's estimate of. $88,000. Is to remove that curb and gutter.
Without getting the study.
well, that would just be, you know, putting in the surmountable curb. So when you cheat the corner, you can just kind of ride up on it, you know, as opposed to a barrier style curb.
Oh, okay.
Eight more smoke those.
Really fix any problems, so yeah, you'd just be able to park on the grass.
Well, it'd just be easier to kind of navigate if a larger, you know, moving truck or something had to kind of sneak around something, make it kind of easier to hop the curb a little bit.
Any recommendation? Either of you?
No, I haven't talked to Bob about this or anything, but you know, you could always start with the simple.
Kind of where my head was going.
Yeah.
But then the thing with signs, when you put them up, you do enforce them.
Yeah, I feel like that's conversation with chief and
Yeah,
public safety.
have you had any discussions with chief in regards to this, or to go up there? and Check, I suppose no one's really doing an infraction if they're not, there's no signs up there, you can park wherever.
No, I will talk with them. I don't know, that would be asking a lot of public safety to make a drive through there before the end of their shift is, okay.
Yeah.
People are complying.
Yeah, no, I mean, that, yeah, and I've had those conversations with him before, right, where it's like, yeah, we can put all the signs up in the world, but if we're not gonna write tickets for me putting up the sign, well, kind of more of a suggestion.
And we would have to add that to an ordinance if we're gonna do, to include no parking, and we would also have to establish the hours. Overnight parking means what? So, those two things would have to be incorporated for that to be enforceable. And they could write a ticket, warning. If they wrote a ticket, it wouldn't hold up because it's not included in the ordinance.
See,
You know, these narrow roads, I mean, there's a lot of urban areas that. You know, have to navigate these things with, and,
that spot is particular,
yeah, I
that
get it,
spot's particularly bad
I get it.
in our field. I know there's other areas, but I went up there, and I think this spot is, it's particularly
Yep.
tight there. I can see where you're coming
Yep.
from.
And the other thing, is the road was there prior to occupancy.
Yeah, they tried to sell us on moving up, one of those when we built my house, and I was like, man, no, I'm not gonna live here, this road's messed up.
The road existed before the houses were built, that's what you're getting at. So
Not to be rude.
the
but
traffic flow has
It did come before,
changed.
it was the egg that came before the.
You know, this,
Yeah, no, you know.
and
what
the plan
I'm
was
saying?
approved pre. All of us,
Yeah, way before us. Oh, that's for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
What is that, Cedar Corp?
I'm not,
I wouldn't blame it on them, but.
I'm not a fan of the narrowness either. I'm just stating,
Yeah.
you know, well,
But we can't spend $80,000 on every mess up. Okay, I think we have. I think we go with option one and we change the ordinance. And we do the Muni code update.
I think we make that recommendation to the full board.
Set a motion.
I'll make a motion
Set so.
to make that recommendation to the full board of. Ordinance update. Which requires. Hours. And said one other thing.
Or
just the ordinance update. Hours, establish the hours.
which options did you want?
What's your winter hours?
One. No parking overnight signs.
Option one.
Think so. I can.
Second.
Well, I mean, if you match what you do in the winter, that would probably be the easiest for everybody.
You just have to include the additional months,
Yes.
so.
Alright. Second.
Option one.
Option one.
Any further comment? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. Motion carried, continue, actually. All of that today. Okay, thank you for getting that information, guys, appreciate it. 5C, parks.
So I left this pretty open-ended because I think that there's a lot going on in parks, so we're able to talk about essentially everything. I wanna start with, before I forget, memorials in the park. That came back to committee. As I said, our prior court plan from, a few years back. I think it ended at 18. had some language in there about memorials, so trees, benches, whatever somebody would want to dedicate in remembrance of somebody. Our newer core plans have shifted away from that because communities have their parks been filled up with memorials to the point where it looks like a cemetery or memorial ground versus something else. So
Yeah, like at where the state park fairgrounds, they got too many benches, they got benches coming out there.
So I don't feel it's problematic for our community, and I always feel that there's an opportunity. There's just somebody waiting for us to give a thumbs up to, yeah, you can go ahead and plant a tree. I did not feel comfortable saying, go ahead and put a memorial there.
I remember you talking about.
Without the committee or board's consent to say, yeah, we think that's appropriate. Because it's not identified in our core plan. And that was the reason behind it, was to just not have a bunch of different memorials all over places. So. I don't know what your feelings are. I am indifferent about it.
I mean, as long as they're planting trees that aren't identified as problem trees or. the
We
ones that are
get to
identified.
select the tree. I mean, they gotta be on our list of allowable and
Right.
rateable trees. Vets Park is gonna be a sensitive one, because, you know, if you've got a non-veteran person, is that going to? Hey, you know, what's the deal here? That's kind of reserved for the veterans, our military men and women that served, and do you really want? Well, my dad was never in the service, he passed away. Do you want me to put a memorial up there knowing, well, that he never was a serviceman?
Yes, I am also indifferent against adding trees. I would be fine with giving you. Or. Would we have to adjust our court plan, or is us just saying that we're okay with that memorial trees at your discretion is fine?
Yeah, I felt it was better to ask before saying okay,
Yeah.
before someone said, what's going on? And I'm going back to somebody saying, well, we gotta dig your tree out of it. Can't put it there, or we gotta remove a bench because they don't want them in the parks. So,
So I guess I'm fine with trees and. Well, I don't, do we got people banging down our doors to really add anything to the parks?
Larry Forest is one that's particularly. It's a memorial park for the force, Larry Forest.
Cause they're talking about putting a bench out there.
And they have put a bench up.
They did put a bench out there.
Didn't have any issues because that park was established for that family, so there already is memorials for the. Forest family there, so. Someone said, why is there a Forest Memorial bench going on? I'm like, well, it's because it's Larry Forest Memorial, but now do you want a John Gunther Memorial bench out there? Just.
We'll put a Bob Gunther one up there someday for sure. Cool, you're still here, Bob.
I want a statue.
Put
Yeah,
it down the tree.
yeah. Yeah.
My opinion is to leave this as a case by case basis, I guess, and I feel like each sitting board should get to weigh in. Does it come up that often?
No.
So, so for this particular instance. Yes, you have, I would say, yes, you have permission to put in this tree. Whatever tree, wherever you want to put the tree, I'm not really particular.
Right, and they may not even want the tree anymore, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know how that stuff goes sometimes.
Schools are the other ones that, I don't know, for your awareness, they just don't allow memorials. Typically, there's a reason behind that.
Okay.
School age children, it's normally not a good story.
Right.
Yeah. I'm fine, this particular tree, go ahead and put her wherever you need to, let's keep, let's keep it on a case by case basis.
Alright.
What else did you wanna touch on?
So I am working with the Youth Baseball, Youth Softball Association on forming a recreation association. I feel like we are at a good time with leadership, of the ball fields. They're, explain to them they're missing out on a lot of, grant opportunities just because they're not set up as an association. A lot of them will not provide funds to a 503C. Just because of a lot of front and past, is that right? Like, you understand it? That was how I understood it. Just, does not decision at all.
Yeah, right. It sounds right.
So, yes,
I, yeah, get to
and where I wanna end this, the end game here is to actually have them lease the parks from us on a 5-year or a 1 year lease.
And
They
then,
would start generating money. Then this is
and who's gonna take care of the fields?
they would.
Yes,
Uh,
liking this plan.
some of the property the village is currently looking at. North Pineville has that in a conceptual place right now. I have shared that with them.
And you have the rec association on board for maintaining that as well?
We haven't quite talked all about that, but that would.
Yeah, not the
kind of the
specific, but they're
purpose.
open to it.
Yeah, because, I've been all year running from tournaments to tournaments in different communities. Learning about the revenues that they are making. Well, one, we don't have the facilities for these tournaments, but we put in a Cloverleaf. We got Larry Forest. And at Cloverleaf with 4 fields, there's no reason we can't have those types of tournaments in here. And I feel that is exactly what the youth softball and baseball associations want to get to.
Yeah, we
Because
need
they
3
also
fields.
identified, well, it'd be nice not to travel to Bloomington for the weekend. Or somewhere else an hour away, that we
Yeah.
can have them here. Economic benefit behind that as well, that, hey, we got a 4-hour gap between meet. Well, where should we go?
Yep, and then also that paves the way for us, paves the way for us being able to move the field out of Village Park,
Not
the
necessarily,
one in the back,
yes.
that one,
We could, well, yes,
we're keeping the main one.
that one's not, yeah, we can't, we get.
and we did discuss that internally with, my guys, we agree that that field needs some realignment to work better, but yes, that it would stay. So,
Well, this sounds like killing like 4 birds with 1 stone,
Go team.
yeah, nice work, Bob.
but nobody likes using that backfield, it's kind of the red-headed stepchild of all of our fields. Christ Lutheran is the other one that, okay, if it's available, I guess we'll take it type of thing, but it just, again, some will we plot the field because of the demand, but never put a whole lot of thought.
What are we thinking on a time frame for forming that, or where are they at, I guess?
We're gonna meet after Labor Day, just after things slow down.
Mhm.
But the initial response was very good. And then being, we would have a mixed use TID, we would have a position to pay for that, so it would not necessarily come out of tax dollars directly, it would come out of increment dollars and but be part of an important green space piece of that.
Mixed use too. There's
Love
another
it.
bird, it's like 5 birds, 1 stone. Impressive,
It's a flock.
Well-
It's a murder.
that's crows, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great news. Nice work, Bob.
Pickleball is going over great over in Larry Forest.
I hear a lot of good things about the pickleball. I hear a ton of, the kids love the pickleball.
So
It was-
getting them off devices and getting them on court, so,
And then I hear the old folks are playing it,
Yeah.
seasoned folks are playing it as well, and we've got leagues on Wednesdays. something.
okay, I didn't know that, but, no, and I appreciate the board's support, getting those. Providing the funds to make those improvements.
Absolutely.
I think Caleb has some info on Village Park, couple things I've not really brought in the loop in until the 11th hour is scoreboard down at Village Park. I got a phone call the other day, we're gonna order that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Who's,
A resident in town that worked with Legion. The Legion is purchasing a scoreboard for Village Park ball fields.
What? Both of them?
Just one, from my understanding, as I'm just learning about this.
I would, tell them to only buy the one, because the other one probably ain't gonna be used for very long.
I don't know if anybody else knew about that. They said that they came down to your park committee and you guys talked about it down there. And I said, I literally learned about this.
Yeah.
Just before I got done with my update.
They talked about it,
There
they said
was-
they wanted it.
Well. No. The conversation was all around. Lee Belargin trenching through the middle of the football field.
No, that was that was the old one, but they were,
Yes.
sitting there and they were saying it would be so great to have a scoreboard and how people are always
Yeah,
standing
that's
there.
all they said.
Yeah, no one said they
No
were gonna
one said they were
buy,
buying anything.
we're buying.
That's brand new news to
The
me.
Legion apparently. And they asked for supplemental support, the posts and power from the village. So all this stuff
No
really
power over there, is there?
should really get channeled through the committees before all this stuff.
Who is the champion of that then? That were we supposed to pick that one up and run with that?
Yeah, who came to you with that?
A resident, I just would like, I can speak off record with you.
Yeah, can you get us connected with them so we can get it on the?
We'd love to move that forward.
Yeah, we'll always take people's money.
Appropriately.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the head of public works in the loop.
You were invited to the meeting. It was posted.
Sometimes my input's not always appropriate, not necessarily, it's good for me not to be at some of these things.
Parks, one thing, we did go, when Caleb and I were up at Vets Park. We were just kind of going through there, and any recommendations that you guys have for improvements, just like you guys to bring those forward. And we would love to entertain those as well.
Pavilions, it's a worn out park. Pavilions need to be replaced. The bathrooms need updating, interior, exterior. We have a warming house right now that is converted into storage of
Paint.
paint.
Various things.
See paint cans in there.
Didn't we, wasn't there the discussion about putting a refrigerator in there and you had, I think I got a table that can go in there stainless that can be used for countertop, and that way that people could utilize that space for meal prep and, or, it just needs a coat of paint on the inside and a refrigerator I thought we had talked about.
We need some electrical updates in that room. The more we're looking into that, the more dollars things are coming back with, unfortunately.
Well, let's come up with a recommendation of how we can use it, and if it's not useful, then let's figure out how we can use the space differently. I mean,
Can I ask one other question?
have at her, Donnie.
Just the quick question was, the pea gravel that's at Vets Park and at the other parks, we had put money in the budget to have that removed and new. It's I believe handicap accessible mulch be put down there that doesn't end up onto the courts. That was put into this last budget. Is that going to happen this year?
Potentially, I guess I wasn't aware that we had that infused in the budget plan. So,
I think we had allocated, I believe, $10,000 for mulch, to have that pea gravel replaced. And I believe there was also money set aside for the borders, the lumber or material for the bordering of the playgrounds.
Yeah, let's double check in. Do you remember what month that would have been, Donnie, so we can check those meeting minutes?
That was the budget meeting that we had all had when we allocated the 70, I think it was 85 grand, I think, to parks, because we had it all laid out of what was going to be spent for what, 40,000 for the pickleball courts, 17,000 for upgrades of fixing, 10,000 for the mulch and 7,000 for other things up at Vets Park, and then I believe there was 40,000 for 20 or 30,000 for tree removal at
Yeah, I
Village
think
Park.
that's, yeah, I think that should be in October. It'll be in the October minutes.
It was either October, yeah, but October or November, because we had to approve the budget after that. But it was a special,
thank
it
you.
was a special meeting
Okay,
specifically for parks.
that's right. Thank you, Donnie, for jogging my memory.
Yep.
Have you talked to the guys about getting a plan for, getting one out there for any tree removal, or are we still doing that in-house? Cause we were talking about for Village Park, some of that tree removal, and we had allocated some funds for that. Have we talked, are we going to hire any outside services for that, or is that something we're doing in-house? It's coming along. It is looking good. Every time I look down there, it's looking better and better, but is that something that we're
Yeah, that's still the plan.
to contract someone or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll get them in
Our
before,
concern now is just that they're gonna be able to get the equipment in there.
'Cause, yeah,
Because of the topography. So,
I guess anything on that backside that we're probably gonna eventually be removing, I would say don't worry about keeping that too pristine for sure. 'Cause I would definitely want that to wrap around eventually.
sure.
Okay, but we'll get someone in there. Sweet, parks, anything else?
Yeah, the pavilion, Beth Memorial are down, new business, so.
Can we get, what was it, random on parks, can we get a new sign up at Joe Casey's? Can we get a new one up there for Joe?
Yeah,
Or, well, he's kind of doing.
that's kind of on item H right down here.
Okay, alright, I'll wait, find, I was just kind of thinking that, I was like, oh, wayfinding signs, yeah, we can't order if we don't have a theme. Marketing. Okay, anyone else have anything else to add on parks, or are we coming out with any discussions out of this? Or recommendations?
I think we really gotta get down to prioritization on things. Donnie and I done that now. Are we ready for pavilions to be replaced? Do we wanna see what the expenses to repair those? What's the desire? I personally think replacing them would freshen the park up quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm on the side of the place,
Sad pavilion.
there's nothing to save.
No, if you have it, they're just gonna look pretty similar to how it is. We could enhance them a little bit, but again.
They just need
Do we
to,
want a bigger footprint for a pavilion? Do we wanna keep both pavilion? Do we wanna get rid of one pavilion? So there are a lot of things that, one pavilion gets used a little bit, quite a bit more than the other.
the one up on the.
Yeah.
Above,
So do we?
the bottom one really doesn't look like you
Just-
use too much. And then if there's nothing available in that other one for prep or any, or if it's there, but we can't really get in there. I'd like a new one, I would get that, I'd rather like to see one good one than two. Not well kept ones. So.
And if we want that footprint on one, maybe we do one bigger one just a smaller one, to say we still have two here. Versus, well, the pavilion's being rented by 10 people. By, just a party of 10 versus a party of 50. Do we wanna have that option to say, well, it's the birthday party with 15 kids, well, I'm having a family reunion with 75 people.
Do we get a lot of people that use the park for stuff like that?
We don't because
It's not usable.
they're just,
Not a draw,
thanks. There's better options as well.
that's a place where like you have a party with a bunch of dudes and you're just. Have some beers and stuff. Bush lattes. So, what do you, out of what should we recommend to the board then?
You and I should go into the park again and come up with a vision. What to recommend to the village board.
Just a
So-
suggestion, when you tear out the one pavilion, you should at least have that pavilion back, and this town could always use one more pavilion, you know, I mean, and it wouldn't be that much to update those current pavilions, with some soffit fascia underneath and, redoing they're structurally still sound, the concrete's good, it's not cracking, busting up or anything like that. But you guys take a look at that and you can make a determination. I'm not a big fan of, I've looked through them all. The only thing I could say is, that the grill that's in that one pavilion can probably be removed because, it's burnt through and could be a fire hazard for, you know, cooking in it.
All right, Caleb and I will take the action item from that one to go, come up with a vision for Vets Park specifically. We'll start there. 5D, we talked about that already. Thanks for getting that for us, guys. 6A. TID 5 lift station pay app number 2.
So application number 2 is for $319,692.57. And it's for work related to the installation of the sanitary and water main piping. It also includes the three previously approved change orders that dealt with that rail system within the lift station itself for the future piping.
Caleb Garmin, make a motion to recommend for approval. TID 5 lift station pay app number 2 in the amount of $319,692.57.
Frank from second. First and second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all opposed? Motion carries. Ash tree removal.
I don't think this will be a recommendation to the board, just more information. I feel everyone's aware of emerald ash borer. Our trees are now starting to see the effects of the insect, the diseased. Versus taking them on a case by case. I feel it would be best to solicit out to tree contractors to give us a price. Like a win some, lose some on a tree. We have one resident in town now, his tree does need to come down because there's a lot of deadfall that can happen and it's right next to the sidewalk. It is a village boulevard. It's in the right of way. But there's some urgency to get that tree down. Because there's some sizable branches up there. That alone, those estimates are coming in at $5,000. So, talking with some other communities, that was their thought, was to get, send an RFP out to contractors and get them to, basically go through inventory. So you'd have a forester go through the village, identify all the trees, and then come back with a quote, and those trees will come down when they need it to. Some of them, they're not all gonna die at the same time. It's just some are gonna be needed sooner than later, some are gonna be needed
Like
later.
this throughout the entire village, including.
This is the
Andrew.
entire state of Wisconsin. River Falls is gonna lose all their ash trees.
Oh, yeah, no, I know the ash trees are toast, like they're done, but. I'm saying for part of the survey, are they going to include like LaGranger and our parks, or are you only looking at? Trees that would be.
Mainly the ones that are village owned in the right of way, because we don't wanna start messing around with power lines and big trees going into the street. I don't have the manpower for that, nor do we have the equipment for that. So those are the ones primarily I'm concerned about now. So, but I really wanted some response back from the committee and how they felt, if that was a good idea, or do we look at something
I think
else?
that's a great idea.
I'm not seeing any funding that's available yet. If there's going to be, I don't think the state of Wisconsin is gonna touch this.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. The one thing, this is my hippie tree hugger side of me, is we're cutting all the trees down, and we lost a whole lot of trees, obviously, as part of that storm. What are we doing as part of reforestation, is there any?
This,
That would be
this is coming from you, the guy that wouldn't allow a tree planted in his yard?
I didn't want to make people plant trees in their yards, there's a difference.
I've heard it all.
My neighbors that had their trees fall down that you made them put in their yard, by the way.
Right of way trees are a discretion of the village. So you can either incorporate that back, those will become our trees, or you say, we don't want trees in the right of way to avoid this issue. So we want them all in the right of way.
No, we gotta get rid of the ash trees, but yeah, what are we doing? Are we doing anything that?
That's what he's saying.
Oh. So we can put trees
It's up
back,
to us
I wanna put trees back in there. Do something,
at the peril of having to cut them away from the power lines every 5 years.
see. Well, let's start with,
Why don't you think about that? We have time.
let's just start planting trees, Johnny Apple.
The lead time could be a couple years out.
Okay, I would say, oh, what's your pleasure? The pleasure of this board,
For Bob to move forward with getting an RFP.
Brandon Crum second. Any further comment? Conversation, hearing none, oh,
One question on this,
Yep.
including in this is, we could cut the tree and leave a stump. Or we can grind the stump. Restore it in the ground. So I would recommend that we
Ground.
also made it,
right,
otherwise we're gonna have a stump village,
Yeah.
grindstone.
For Somerset, not Oregon,
Stumpville.
Stumptown.
Portland.
Wheat bill,
All right, thanks.
all in favor? Aye, opposed. Motion carries. Ordinance amendment 9211 sewer rate, I think this one is just, planned, right? That's part of the planned increase,
Year number 3.
year number 3, perfect. Do we have to do anything? Recommend for.
Recommended.
You can get
Yeah,
it.
Brian, make a motion to recommend the planned increase of the sewer rate to the village board.
Brandon Crown second. Comments, discussion, all in favor? Aye,
Alright,
opposed. Motion carries.
Just curious what the amounts are?
from $9.75 to $10 for 3/4 and 5/8 meters
Then volume will go from 12,
to
$12.25.
$12.25.
Thank you.
oh. Fence improvement hold.
Water and sewer rates are also item.
Yeah.
Oh,
For your
oh, see, and, sorry.
Our draft audit did. Came back, our water's in great shape, sewer was in all about $40,000, so.
Yeah, we saw that.
We have an opportunity to do a simplified rate increase, with the PSC for water. The sewer, yeah, you guys were brought into that with Ellers at your special finance meeting. Couple things on that. I don't feel that we realized a full year of the plant operation. So I still feel that there's some cost savings in operation, and we do have biosolids at the pilot program that also could provide us less centrate, as Jim alluded to with a couple emails back and forth that I
This
sent.
power usage on the pump.
Yeah. But there might be another round of rate increases that are necessary to get the sewer utility profitable. So, you know, we're getting close, but I still don't think, we didn't have a full year of the plant in operational mode. And, you know, we're growing, so.
What are you gonna see at a year that you didn't see at 6 months? Can't we just leverage what you saw after 6 months or?
It's really hard to take and look at and get a good financial picture halfway through the year without getting an audit, because there's depreciation, there's all these things, all these different tangibles that come in. And when you look at everything at the end of the day, we can be off so badly. that it's just really hard to do. So, yeah, I can look at the expense portion. Physical numbers, but then the auditor comes in, well, you gotta depreciate this and all these other things that. I don't. We don't handle here.
Cause yeah, we're more or less, we're 200,000 in the hole. Because we were claiming, most of it was just claimed, that was all the depreciation we claimed.
Yeah, the depreciation, that piece of it, so.
But you'll think we'll find, so you think we're gonna find $200,000 worth of?
Well,
cost
we need to
savings
get
and
water, the
efficiency?
sewer in the black. Out of the red, and so it's, self-sufficient. Right now, it can tag the water utility and that's fine. But we don't want that to become habitual.
So you're saying we're gonna have to raise it, but we won't have to maybe we won't have to raise it as much as we.
And we can look at different areas and where we can raise. There's a variety of sewer fees, a lot of different areas, just like the Public Works Committee did. Prior, they looked at the base rate, they looked at, usage. Hookup rates, so all those things we can incorporate into. Looking at how to fix the financial portion of the sewer, like I said, it's come a long way. But it's not quite there.
Is any of it attributed to like a wet year and is your water use down as a whole? I mean, your water, fund is good, but
That's the other piece, so we get a rainy year,
This year it's been,
people don't water their grass as much, but a lot of them have the second meter. So it doesn't, we don't have a lot of I, so it hasn't made the plant, go crazy, so that's very fortunate there, but.
okay, but there's enough people with second meters that it doesn't impact it too much.
No, and this year definitely not.
Yeah, because it's a very green year.
Two back-to-back rainy years.
Mhm.
so
Recommendation forthcoming after we get more of the.
3%.
That's the option for a simplified rate. We don't have to do that now. It just means we're eligible. I won't get too cute with that if we're gonna consider raising sewer rates. So I just need a little bit of time, work with Jim and we look at our financial picture a little bit. Maybe make a few phone calls with Ellers. And bring some recommendations back to the committee. We also have this current rate that's going in that will, help things. So, and then, but I need to sit down with Jim. And we need to take a close look at things again. See if there's any areas that we're missing on our operation that are can be modified.
Do it, how many new building permits?
well, we collected 26 impact fees. This year. There's that many just this year. And one of them is Olson's using more water than, do they have, what size main do they, what size inch pipe do they have there at Olson's, just regular there?
6. Fire suppression, so I think they go back down to. Inch, just a 3/4 because it's office,
No,
Okay,
bathroom.
they're not gonna use a whole lot of water there unless there's a fire.
Yeah, that's not on meter.
Multifamily coming on is gonna help a lot of things.
Oh, sure, Tip 5, yeah. Suppose, yeah, I'll be meter here, all right,
One structure with 12 units in there. That's gonna make a difference. Yeah.
so we'll table this?
Yep, just for your information.
Okay,
Second.
first and second. Very good discussion. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Right, next up. Fence. Larry Forest Memorial Park fence improvement quotes. People are almost getting knocked in the head.
Got fence conditions that need to be. They're 20 years old, they've been beaten up pretty badly. We've discussed this before, We need to put extensions on those two smaller fields because we have people getting hit every evening in the summertime by a stray ball. And it's going to cause problems with considered netting's super expensive and it's the replacements pretty frequently on that, so it's not cost effective to do that.
Lucky you get a year out
It
of this.
just, it just, you can't leave them up over the winter time, because it just
Yeah.
deteriorates that much worse. Pickleball that we added in, this is the fencing portion of it. So, right now, people are chasing balls to go, and that's just, was part of the pickleball. Essentially.
Is there a quote? Am I missing it?
I think he's right here.
So I just, he had kind of a goofy quote, so I just broke it down. So it's in all, we can do some of that this year, and we can also do some in the spring. Then we can split this rate in half and I can go back, and I suggest kind of doing that, and then reserving some for the mulch and some of the other things up in Fence Park.
Which ones are the,
Well, the
Ball balls
the
coming up.
pickleball one was really identifying our cost. So, I mean, when we got that cost, that'll bring us up to our identified cost with that pickleball court,
oh, okay,
so.
you're fine, you sold
That one
one,
was already included, these others are,
You.
not necessarily new, but I feel that we really need to take care of this stuff.
which are the ones that are the most dangerous, are we 2 and 3? Oh wait, they gotta. Yeah, so we would need to do options 2 and 3 if we were gonna do fields 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming those are the ones that probably see the most action. Or most.
Yeah, 2 and 3. I would say pausing on field 1 until next year. And I think that would also be a discussion with the school district to say if he needs a fence. See if they'll take that, or if we can at least split that cost.
Yeah, I like options 1 and 2. Cause then, like you said, the pickleball was already figured in, 2 will at least. Take care of the balls, at least, and hopefully with the forming of the rec association and getting more fields, maybe on the horizon, maybe. We need to put quite as much into it.
Is that a motion?
Sure, Brian Crowe make a motion to move forward with a recommendation to the village board of options 1 and 2. I don't have the total.
I would suggest if we're gonna do option, the extended at an angle would be. The most beneficial if you're gonna do that work.
At an angle, okay. So. With options 1, I wanna go with options 1, options 2, and on option 2. I want that to be extended at an angle, so I want the 13,550 version of option 2. And then we'll leave 3 and 4, next year,
Second.
first and second. Any further comments, discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. Motion carries. Thank you for bringing that forward, Bob. Saving lives, so.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get knocked out.
Kids are getting stronger.
Yeah. We win any games though. Alright. 6 up, permanent pavilion for Village Park.
So, this committee has held 2 public meetings now. And what has been derived, from those meetings is a variety of things, but a clear winner in that effort would be to establish a large pavilion, in Village Park. we have the support of the Lions, the Chamber and the Champions. And the Pea Soup Committee. To consider this. At this time. We're just seeking recommendation for approximate size. With design and location to be determined. Size not to exceed 50 by 100 feet. It will more likely come in the 40 by 80 range. This effort is all fundraising, no tax dollars going toward this project at this time. And there will be a coming recommendation to put up an informational board that would include the fundraising thermometer. Along with, telling some history of Village Park overall. The current submitted design is just a rough draft conceptual piece. That would go straight north from the existing bathroom and concession stand building. And includes a stage at the north end that could be viewed from either inside the pavilion or outside the pavilion. Other potential uses would be,
Farmers market.
farmers market.
Market fest.
All of our public gatherings and annual events. Sort of serve as a epicenter for our community gathering.
I think also the spark we need for just kicking that park off in general. We've got a lot of projects we want to do down there, so it's a great way to start it. Yeah,
So we're seeking village board approval on general dimension. And that's so we can begin the fundraising effort. With final design and location to be determined.
sounds like a great plan. Bob, you got any misgivings? Thoughts? Misgivings, yeah, misgivings,
What
yeah,
does that mean?
things that you don't like about it. No,
That sounds like a great idea.
perfect. All right, well, I will make a motion to make the recommendation that for full board that we start. We permit a permanent pavilion for Village Park with dimensions not to exceed 50 by 100.
With design and location to be determined.
With design and location to be determined.
And currently no tax money for the project.
Yes,
project.
yeah, no tax dollars will be spent on it at the time.
I second.
First and second, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries. I think that'll be amazing. Next up, addition to Vet Park Memorial to house the veterans banners when not being displayed.
So the Somerset Champions have worked with the Legion to establish the hometown hero banners that will be coming down soon. And the idea was brought up to create a permanent home for the banners. And this is the concept that the committee came up with. Is so brilliantly illustrated by yours truly.
Guy's got a knack.
Giving you the colored ones.
They can use their resolution. No
so
one's watching it.
the,
Down you can see.
you can see the small, swatch of, darker concrete that would be in addition to the existing pathway. Heading toward the memorial. The approximate structure would be about 12 feet in total length. The committee formed both with the Legion and members of the Champions. Took into consideration, that we intend to do the Hometown Heroes banners annually. And we want to be able to grow, the display, consecutively. I believe the current plan is a year on the light poles, a year, or two in the display, and then, they're probably gonna weather to the point of we don't want them to stay outside anymore and would likely return them, to families or some other indoor storage, facility.
One question I had on this, Caleb, and this is going at this, like.
Yeah,
perpendicular,
that's the
like,
way the committee
we do
wanted it.
parallel, no, or perpendicular to it instead of parallel. It
You,
just
you can
seems-
make that
It
recommendation.
just seems like it doesn't, it's weird when it's that way, I don't know.
So we did take into consideration that this would not create, any challenges to groundskeeping, mowing, weed whipping, so forth. That we're aware of. The, the structure itself. Designed by Lee Belargin, who was a contractor for years and years. So, it would include, I believe, 6x6 posts. As the main framing with a roof that would have, low maintenance or no maintenance finishes. Like steel sheeting on the roof and, I think some vinyl veneer on the wood. But the display would act similar to if you go to a carpet store and you flip through the carpet samples. Would allow you to see all the banners. So, they are seeking a donation from the village for the concrete slab. And then we, have some existing committed funding from the Legion. And we're seeking the rest of the funding to, build this at a total cost of roughly $3,500. So,
I think we had talked about the concrete, was like 12x12, is that what we were thinking? Yeah, you good thinking?
yeah, roughly. That was with your changing of the orientation slab.
No, you're not gonna let, yeah, that's not gonna fly, though, is it? So yeah, it's less than. It's like 2 years of concrete. Well, less than $500 of concrete. Alright, I will. Brandon Crone make a motion for possible recommendation to village board. The addition to Vets Park Memorial to house the veterans banners when not displayed. Village will put forth the concrete. Which, let's put a not to exceed of. Make it a smaller chart, 600 on there. Not to exceed of 600.
Second.
First and a second, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye, opposed. Carries. Next up, 6H, wayfinding signs.
I talked Getting done, we about that, it sounds like, there's a couple ad hoc committees being formed to decide on a logo. But primarily, yeah, the questions asked like Joe Casey, well, there's a reason they're not getting replaced, because I don't wanna replace them. The signs are between $400 and $600.
Yep.
Replacing them, they don't have a logo. And then the logo comes out and we have a bunch of mismatched things and,
Wait on, 'em, make a move.
so just an update there.
Yeah.
So we can have that, that's why.
I think we'll have a strong recommendation, either September or October's board meeting, if I'm following, the tea leaves correctly.
Okay, cause we're doing Joe Casey dirty up there at that park.
We'll take care of it.
Alright. Okay. He's on it, you heard him. Alright, next up, Public Works Department report.
Questions on the memo? Concerns? Things that I did have, crew should have been up there today with your request, Brandon. They're kind on C exit area.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, appreciate that. Let's make sure we're keeping just keep it in account. I'm not gonna count on getting paid for it, but someday at least, we might need it for leverage someday. Like, hey, if it's in there, we did all this for you over here. Could you help us
I'll
out?
get on your way home tonight.
Appreciate
Let me
that.
know if there's anything that they missed.
So up at this one though, or at this one over here, that'd be the town, like the town boys,
This one here,
the other exit
county.
county. But I mean, that's in that's in their town. Those guys should just do the right thing and take care of it.
Joint meeting.
Uh, Thank you for,
With authority.
thank you for taking care of that, Bob. I do really appreciate
well,
it. I know that's not our job, but
If you can, on your way home tonight, or if you don't forget, can you just let me know if there's anything that I misunderstood with you, like, no, I meant over here.
yeah. Okay,
Thanks, I appreciate that.
no, I should get,
Just
take
want
care
to
of
make
that.
sure I'm giving the right thing. The new sign, that'll be coming soon. We had another light pole get run over by a car early in the morning a couple weeks ago. Got that ordered.
Hard with the come right at you. Were they drunk too?
Well, apparently they hit the light avoiding a deer, by the treadmill or
Yeah.
whatever it is now.
I think I
What
would've,
else?
I think I would've hit, think I would've hit the deer.
Elephant.
Yeah.
I think I would've hit the deer.
That's
I would've cost us.
in a lighted area, going 25 miles an hour,
Came right at him.
but hey, things happen.
I have a question on it now. We're talking about light poles. I know this is random. There's one on Sunrise. You know which one I'm talking
Yes.
about? Or Excel, gonna,
Yes,
okay.
no,
Are we gonna have to? Are they responding about as well as they
The one
did on
that's
the
like
concrete?
this?
I get you, that's the one.
I've asked for that to be included. About 5 years ago, I reached out and said, what happens is that it's a service line that goes over Sunrise and it sags when it gets warm. And so that's gonna get clipped by a semi truck one of these days, or heavy implement coming in through town. Yep, we agree. We'll get it replaced, and I'm like, you kidding me? They replaced poles in town that in my opinion, needed it, but so my rep is on maternity leave, and I am absolutely striking out with everybody in Excel right now. We have a light request that in Whispering Pines North, I'm not getting any feedback, not even like, hey, just let's wait for Ashley to get back. There's just no response. I fought with them about the restoration work
Yep,
to the
remember
point
that.
where I was almost threatening them. But I was threatening them because I said,
Do you
I'm
need support
getting heat.
from us or what?
no, but it's just aggravating because Ashley is very good. And her people taking her place have been absolutely terrible. So hopefully someone from Nexel is listening because I met him.
Do they do all the lights in Meadows?
Yes.
The one in front of my house has been out for like 2 years.
You can actually
Worse than
go
the
online
hangers.
and enter
Do a thing.
outdoor lightage. I can do it.
I'll do it.
Hit them on the map.
Not
Um,
Sunday,
Didn't
but
mean to get us off on a tangent there, but I've been noticing it as I've been driving that way. And that thing is really built in, like it's getting worse.
The leaner.
Yeah, it's not good. Okay, all right, thank you for the update, Bob. Are you good? You got any questions? Set? Okay, set. What's our pleasure on the water sewer bill?
Yeah, gonna make motion to adopt the water sewer part list.
Brandon, second. Any
General-
other comment, discussion? Oh,
Gentlemen, I just want to point your, September 23rd, 2024 was the meeting date of that special called meeting on the, parks, deal. You might want to look back at that. All right?
thank you, Donnie.
What was the
You
date?
bet, guys.
23rd,
2024.
yes.
That's correct, yes.
Shut up, Donnie.
Thank you.
All in favor of passing the bills? So we say aye, opposed, bills passed, future agenda items,
Believe we have none.
think I'm good as well, no future agenda items. Do we have a
Caleb
motion?
Garn make a motion to adjourn.
Brandon Crum second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carries, meeting is adjourned, thanks for.
I'm gonna say, City of Slayton. It Star Tribune like 2 weeks ago.